My story is called The Search for My Kimchi. It's written by Alvin Chang. The Search for My Kimchi is a young adult story that talks about the experience of finding who you are. The Search for My Kimchi main character is Alvin. He is a Korean American born in Kansas. It starts the story off with the story of him and his grandma making kimchi together. And throughout the story, he battles the stereotype of men not making the kimchi, which is a foundation of why he struggles to make his kimchi. The author Alvin uses the pathos in his story by drawing in the audience by using his story of him and his grandma making kimchi. Throughout the story, it talks about the experience of him being a college student and not knowing who he is as a person, and by him going to in detail of the taste of kimchi when he was younger, it brings the audience in and be able to experience it with him. The author Kevin uses logic in his story by pulling up data sheets of Koreans receiving lawful permanent residence in the United States and the statistic from the 1900s to the early 2000s. By him using this logic, he practices the rhetorical method logos. And he also used data from like 1963 on how most Koreans prepare kimchi and why they keep kimchi. The author uses ethos in his story by using common Korean beliefs that men are able to make good kimchi, which is the base of the story, The Search for My Kimchi. The Search for My Kimchi title is basically drawing in the audience by giving us the idea that he actually looking for kimchi, but he also looking, it's a deeper meaning. The kimchi symbolizes the finding who he was. Alvin had a hard time finding who he was as a person, as a Korean American, and finding a mix of both. And him going through life and demonstrating or experimenting with different kimchis also, it's showing like the growth he had in life and finding out what he liked and what he disliked. And him using ethos, which is a cultural, just basically like him using his beliefs as a thing to fight back or against. Like his ethos, or what the belief in his culture was obviously that a man wasn't able to make good kimchi, and that was the baseline of the story. So throughout the story, you see him trying to fight that stereotype, or finding what belongs to him, or finding out what kimchi he liked or what he could make, and it stemmed from when he was younger and making kimchi with his harmony, which is grandma in Korean, which is also very sweet. So throughout the story, you'll continue to see him grow and see him finally have something that belongs to him, finally know who he is at the end of the story. He finds his kimchi, he finds out what kind of kimchi he likes, he finds out who he is as a person, he finds out where he belongs, he knows who he is, he's confident who he is, and he's confident in his recipe.